are all risk-taking. You never read a great script that doesn't kind of scare you a little bit in some capacity because it has to be executed in the way that you're reading it. Songs Like Blue is a great script. That when you then read it in like any novel or any book or any great script, you kind of read it and you're like, oh, I love this world, I love these people. But then the reality of executing it can be very scary because, okay, well now, you've got to go deep into the Wisconsin accent. It's quite kitsch. It's a lot of sequence, right? It's a Neil Diamond tribute and all of these things that you're navigating. And then your hope is that your director knows exactly how to navigate those things. And then our job is to execute his vision. And honestly, when you're telling a true story, is to get out of the way. Like, I feel like as an actor, my job for Claire was to get out of her way. And just play the part, She's a real person. We want to do all of the work up front. Like, I studied her the way she spoke and her movement, and really like delved into all of the things that you have to when you're, working with someone who has been challenged by mental health, challenges. And then you have to get out of the way and just show up and work together. And you walk away as an actor, you just hope that it translates. And here we are.
Is there anyone here who hasn't seen Songs Like Blue? Here, okay, if everyone's seen it, I won't spoil it.
I think we might have some people being different.
Well, you know it's right there. But this movie it's a success. Like it's hit in this way that I think sometimes we think movies and about people can't work anymore. Like, and I think you experience this in the industry. You try to get a movie made, but it's just on a human scale. Was there a moment for you said, oh, this would be like that you wanted to do? It's not just that you guys made a good movie, but that people had it where you wanted to.
I mean, the first time I saw the movie, right, I felt this joy of like, there's a certain type of movie that made me excited to be an actor, right? When I was younger, that I'd see in the movie theater, right? I realized, without realizing it beforehand, I realized after I'd seen the movie that we haven't seen those movies in a long time. On the big screen, it's sort of like, oh, it doesn't happen very often, Some terms of endearment or Moonstruck or even Joy. I mean, Joy was a long time ago now, So it's like not very often that you see it, and I miss them. And so that was my experience. My only hope was that I wasn't going to be the only one who felt that way. and the great joy from this movie has really been the people who've been coming up to me who just love the movie. And it's such an authentic sort of expression of joy of watching it. And I can feel it, and it feels really good. And people who've seen it multiple times, and connects them to either something in their life, or where they're from, or their father, or their family experience, or their own mental health, or their own disability. So it's been a really wonderful experience to see how it's felt from it as an audience.
Yeah. So the movie being a success is one thing. Your work stuff is a totally different one. And you're kind of sitting there and people can tell you one thing, and people think they know what's going to happen, and you don't really know what's going to happen. Obviously you've been through this process before, a really different time of your life. How did you kind of brace yourself for, are they not going to come? Like, what do you do to keep yourself sane for that?
I think the only way to keep yourself sane in this business period is to have a great family and to feel connected to, and to feel gratitude. I mean, I really, look, these moments are so spectacular. They're so fun and they're so celebratory. But I got into this business because I love it, and I love the people. I love being on a set. It's my favorite thing in the world. I've been on set since I was a little girl, and I don't ever want to be anywhere else. So I think it's like you see it as this big party just celebrating all, and now that I've been doing it for so long, all the people that I love, people that I've worked with, And and this year in particular, I think there's so many great movies, so much great work that's being done, and we also have this sort of collective drive to get people excited about the movie going experience.
It's like a mission in a way.
It is a mission.
Years ago.
It's a mission that none of us have really talked about collectively, but we're all in the same mission. Yeah, because it's real. You know, we need it, and we had a great year for movies. One that we needed, and so I feel really blessed and lucky that I get to be part of this particular year. Because of that, you know, feels like the first year since COVID and since the strike that it's so full.
I always like going to these events and seeing people who kind of bonded over the course of the work season. Have you met like major like work season friends that you've bonded with this time around? It's been last.
Yeah, but honestly, this year our class of 2026 is people I've known like my whole career.
Reunion.
It's like we all know each other very well. Even in real life, but there's newbies, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I love meeting Rose and Bobby, but there's so many I've known forever, like giving Paul Thomas Anderson his director BAFTA. It was really fun for both of us because we've known each other my whole adult life. That's right, we're like LA. So you know, and that whole, you know, the whole One Battle After Another are all people I've known my whole adult life. So it's been fun.
Well, you have so many moments in your career where you're like, oh, I love her, oh, I did this. And I feel like when you can go into a room like the Astronomy Center, you're like, oh, my friends are here. Like, this is my community. Like, is there kind of a shoring up that happens there? Being like, oh, I did it. Like, I built the career that I wanted to, and now I get to come to.
Kind of. I feel like most actors and most artists, there's like a trip wire on our right brain where we never feel like we really belong. You know, we're sort of like, do I belong here? Everywhere, you know. I've established so many friendships. You know, I was, for instance, like, you know, in that picture in front of me is Dee Dee Gardner. Dee Dee and I did have those Guy in 10 Days together. So you kind of look at all of these people throughout. You had some experience with them along the way. Ruthie Carter and I worked together. And Debbie, who's also nominated for another costume designer work, you know, we've worked together. There's these relationships that you start to form, and you just root for everybody. You know what I mean? And I think that's the thing that becomes weird about the moment where they call, you know, all the names, where it's like your category. Because when you're in it, you're like, oh, this is so fun. We get to, you know, enjoy this celebratory thing together. And then you're like, wait, it's a competition.
Well, yeah, you can talk about it. You know, Rose Byrne, it's like you're against each other, but there's such a, I guess, sorority and fraternity, but there's this bond that develops just within your category like that.
Yeah, and this is a marathon of industry, you know, business. It's not, you know, moments are fleeting, but if you love it, it is a marathon. And so I don't really see, look, if there was a ball and a net, you'd see a very different girl. But when it comes to the arts and it comes to, you know, what it is to be doing this, I think this whole thing is great for the industry. And I'm just so happy that I'm a part of it. And you just see what happens, you know.
I mean, you've been developing your own stuff for a long time. You've talked about how there's been times when the industry is like more prone to something you're interested in. Does the success of this film, of, you know, songs illuminate with audiences, or kind of you having this moment, what do you feel like you can launch into next? Like, what can you do? Can you develop? What do you think that people might be interested in that's different?
Well, I think as unpredictable as career and, you know, film sort of what ends up happening with the movie is, the thing that's very predictable of this business is where they like you. Right? So like, you have success, you know, in Sound Blue, and you can't believe the amount of comedies I'm getting, you know. But I like that. You know, for me, it's like, I'm just so lucky that I get to do this for a living. And I've always looked for, it's always, sort of the balance is, it's like, I remember George Clooney said this was one for me, one for them, and I believe in that. It's like sometimes we do things as an artist for ourselves, and then I feel like I really want to put people in the theater and have great entertaining experiences. I love entertaining people, and so the fact that I get opportunities to do that in ways like comedy or romantic comedy makes me excited.
Yeah.
So I think I'll just hopefully just keep doing what I've been doing and hope for the best.
Well, what you've been doing is so, there's just so many different paths to follow there. So, and I guess you get to a point where it isn't just like, oh, she can just do this one thing. I guess now they're giving you comedies, but you established the groundwork by saying, this is up there too.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I think what this, was wonderful about this is that I love transforming into something completely different. And every once in a while, someone will give you that opportunity. And it doesn't necessarily hit this one, the fact that it was received in the way it was. Hopefully gives me more opportunities to play, characters that are transformative, where I get to lose, the hair.
There's some interesting hair in the movie too. We play with some hair.
Fabulous hair. My favorite hair. Every time in the morning when the pot rollers would come out, it was like she just arrived.
Hot rollers had a moment. It's been a long time hot rollers. Well, you mentioned seeing Dee Gardner and working together on this Bender Days. How do you think we can get rom-coms back in theaters? Like, is this
They are. There's been some really good ones, but yeah, I think it's a very challenging genre to get right.
Yeah.
But I look forward to doing all kinds of things. So that will definitely be on the horizon.
Yeah. Do you feel like I guess it's kind of the same thing, like, are you feeling more optimistic about theaters? And audiences can be back.
I am optimistic
You're not
by nature.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's definitely a grind and I think that, the business does have to shift. So what that looks like will be interesting. I'm sure it will be by trial and error and continue to be. But everybody I think collectively wants to figure it out.
Yeah.
What I like is that the intention is all in the right place.
Yeah.
For most.
Yeah.
So I look forward to that, but I think that the models will need to change.
We were talking earlier about being an LA kid. Can I ask you a question? Roland introduced me to LA Olympics.
How that
came together?
It just came.
I was so excited.
It was like, oh, and I was like, yes, absolutely. I was really, would you want
Hopefully you guys have all seen this.
California training? And I was like, yeah. And they sent me this great producer, Matthew. He sent me his rendition and did an awesome job.
Yeah, because it's a different arrangement.
Yeah, it's very anthemic, and perfect for the Olympics. I was like, this is great. And it was just fun, and I loved it. And it got me excited about LA, and I've always loved the Olympics. I love sports so much. So, it does. It's like I was looking at, I remember seeing the first cut of that for the first time. I was like, there's so much about LA that's so wonderful. We've had some really hard times, and I feel like hopeful about these next couple of years.
Yeah.
I do.
Are you waiting for your call for the opening ceremony? Surfing? The standard is really high for opening ceremony.
Yes, it's in Paris.
Yeah. Even the home in Hollywood,
it's a big, I know. It's got to, they've got to figure this out.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm here. If anybody wants me, I'll show up. I hope we get to for Altadena and for the Palisades, we get to take the torch through there.
Oh
yeah.
Okay, this will be coming sooner than we think, right?
Yeah, 2 years.
Well, I was watching that video and thinking about sort of what we started talking about at the beginning and having that moment and saying, what do I want to do, what verse do I want to take? And the singing was obviously a big part of it, but it does feel like we're in this moment of being like, I've got a God I can follow to to do healthcare journalism in some way. Like, do you feel like you're, I don't know, following your own compass in a way that maybe you weren't earlier in your career?
I feel like the music part of it feels like, and it's more, not necessarily the performing part, but the writing part just feels like a very, I feel more creatively calmer because because I did it and it's out in the world, and now it's something that I can continue to pursue, write music, and it's in my life all the time. I'm writing with different people all the time, whether it's for myself or for someone else. Like, I just feel like that part of my life feels like I'm so happy that I did it. But I'll just keep doing what I've always done, which is, what's moving right now. I've got my show coming out in April and season 2.
In LA.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm gonna go film something in the summer, and I'm making an album right now. I'm just gonna keep working and doing what I always do, you know. And
last question for you. For these guys and also me, like, you get the Oscars are a couple weeks away, like, what are the dress fittings, what is the stress level, what is the speech writing, like, what is it to right now where you are preparing for Oscar night?
I love clothes and fashion so much. I love all of it, and I've been enjoying every second of all the incredible designers and dresses.
Great look right now.
Hermes. I love Hermes. What am I trying to say? I'm like a builder. But no, I've been loving it. It's been really fun, and it is stressful. All of it's stressful. A lot of hours and a lot of moving around the world and all these things. But I just decided to not even think about it and to just tell me where I need to go and just try to enjoy every second of it, and even the moments that I'm tired, enjoy being tired. But I'm really excited for this Sunday. The Actor Awards.
When we see stuff on Twitter over there at the Oscars, we really enjoy it that you have. And whatever.
Yes.
I'm sure it'll be many decisions between them.
Yes.
Enjoyable.
I wanted to wear all of them.
How many costume changes?
If it was up to me, I'd have 4 Oscar changes.
I feel like with a little bit of ingenuity, you can probably figure it out.
I know, right? Just keep cutting to me. I'm in a different dress. That's so funny. I like that. I like that as a sketch.
We'll figure it out. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you guys all for being here.
Thank you, everybody.